Hello students, this is paper 2 calculator based IBDP paper, and the one question from this, the curve y equals to e to the power negative x plus 1 intersects x-axis at P. We have two parts, A and B. A part will conclude, it will give you 2 marks, and part B will give you 3 marks, total 5 marks question. But you have to show your working even though you are using GDC. You should record everything, whatever you are doing on calculator, you should be on your paper. So let's start with part A. Very simple question. What information did you get from the statement e to the power negative x plus 1 intersects x-axis at P? So I can say it's a simple thing. The curve, equation of the curve, and the point. So as we learned, when you deal with the curves and their intersection points, you must know when the curve, any curve y equals to something intersect x-axis, it means y component is 0. So make sure y is 0 at that. So the task is simple, to find out where P is, because that will give you 2 marks. For that you may solve y equals to 0, the equation equals to 0 to get x, and then you can see what is the coordinate of that P, or because we are using GDC, so graph the equation to find out where y will intersect the x-axis. Okay, and that point actually, because any curve when it intersects x-axis, those points in mathematics we call them zeros of the function, zeros of that equation. So let's go for Ti-nspire, and here are some instructions for that. There are simple steps, first step and second step, that's it. First step, you have to enter your equation properly, and then you will see the graph on my right hand side. You can see this is the point P, you will see here. And step 2, we have to analyze for point P, we have to analyze the graph. So analyze graph number 6, and then press 1 0, and then you will see. Okay, so here is point P. So let's go for Ti-nspire quickly. So you can see this this screen on your calculator when you turn it on. Okay, so I'll use very simple button, calculator. So I'll see two functions, graphing and calculators. My purpose is to graph the equation, so for that I will use my tab button to enter my equation. As my function is exponential, so I will use e to the power x. Don't use this e, make sure. I'm using this e to the power negative x. You can use this x because it's already defined, negative x. Then move the cursor down, negative x plus 1, and then enter the equation. You'll see the graph. If you can't see, just move the window or just try to zoom it out, and you will see the function. The curve is intersecting x-axis at this point. No estimation, guys. Make sure you do everything correctly. So if you show this graph, a rough graph, in your paper, you'll get 1 mark. But to get 2 marks, you should mark this point P where it is actually. So for that, as I explained before, we have to analyze the graph. So go on number 6 and then 0. So for 0, you will see lower bound and upper bound. So lower bound, basically it's on the left side of your required point. So click on here, then move on right hand side, and you will see the word 0. Yeah, I got it. So this is 1.28. So finally I got my first point P, 1.280. You should mention properly the x coordinate and the y coordinate for P. I know they are just asking P, but it's always good to show proper 1.28 and 0. You can specially write down x coordinate of P is 1.28, and you got 2 marks. So let's go for second part, guys. For second part, you have area under the curve. So area of the region completely enclosed by the curve and the coordinate axis. Guys, when we have a single curve, we must have limits. But in this question, the statement, no limits are given. So we have to work out what are the limit points. So just for your information, I have mentioned here area of the region enclosed by the curve means definite integral. Of course, we have to use limits. So for limits, because you have to see the graph, I will show you. The graph is clear and you can see the blue line, the blue curve is going. So this is our curve, and the area, the pink one, you can see it's all under the curve, but we don't need this full area. We want the area enclosed by the curve and the coordinate axis. So we should focus where y-axis and x-axis are intersecting the curves and at origin, of course. So our limits would be very easy, you can see from the graph. So 0 0 and the point P. So we have to find out this red area, required area. So it's simple, even if it is not calculator. So you can work out from 0 to 1.8 the function with respect to x. You will get your answer for the area. But it's calculator paper. Let's go for the Ti-nspire. So when you click on calculator, you will see the screen on. So go on menu button and go on calculus because it's definite integral. You have 6 options. Go on number 2, numerical integral. So you can see the function. So make sure you enter proper values. So I have 0. Then go for tab button 1.28 and then again tab button. Enter your function. I will recommend, guys, use brackets. Okay, so use bracket and then use exponential function because our function is exponential. So e to the power negative x plus 1. You can see blinking red buttons. Second thing which I want to tell you, it's very important. You should not miss this information because our function is in the terms of x. So we should inform the examiner that our function in the terms of x, so we should integrate our function in the terms of x. So make sure you enter dx. Okay, and when you press enter, you'll get your answer. So exactly this is what you have to show in your paper. So mention this part from 0 to 1.8, use proper symbols, dx, and write down your answer. Okay, and I will repeat again my instructions. If you see, using calculator, inspire, press button, menu, go on fourth, calculus, then go on second number, numerical integral, enter your lower limit, tab for upper limit, and the function. I have given you these notes. Do not use letter E for exponential function, rather use e to the power x, and you have seen that. And don't forget to use dx after entering your function because that will decide your function. You are integrating your function with respect to x. Okay, and your result should look like this as we have seen. So this is something which you should write down and you should get your 3 marks for that. You may lose your marks if you don't include x on dx, or you do not round off your answer properly up to 3 significant figures. So your answer should be very clear, 1.18. Okay, thank you.